Yo, welcome to another episode of Open Mouth Podcast with your host, Dr. Scorpio and Professor Jazz. You feel me?
Hello, everyone.
It's that time. It's that time. We in this bitch again, just chopping it up and shit. I just, finished my weekend off, you know what I'm saying? Fake
What you been
weekend.
up to?
Just relaxing, man. I had these days to myself, so, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoying myself, man. How you feel?
A little tired, but hey, can't complain,
Exactly. Because we grinding. It's always a grind,
That's
you know what
all
I'm
it
saying?
is.
It's always a grind. I mean, as of now, though, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit that we got planned, so people gotta, you know what I'm saying, stay in tune for that. New shows coming up, new artists and new interviews, you know what I mean? So stay on the lookout for that, you know what I mean? I just recently also, just been tapping into the airwaves, bro. I mean, the news been going crazy, not only with the election shit, but you see, uh, this Venezuelan gang that's that invaded Colorado, bro. I don't know if you've seen that shit. That shit has been in crazy. That shit's
Man,
been crazy.
there's been a lot going on, but when I saw the video going all over social
Yeah,
media about this,
yeah,
I mean, I,
yeah.
I don't I don't know what to say. I'm in shock.
I'm in shock too because I just don't understand how they were able to do what they was doing. But I mean, it's like, especially to be in Colorado of all places too. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of up north, a little kind of. I don't know. It's weird.
Well,
You know.
why don't you just describe about what you're talking about to the audience that they don't know? Because I'm sure not a lot of people are aware of it. What's been going on?
Yeah. Let me hold on. I got you. We can at least see this. I think it's a New York Post video, and
Yeah, it was in New York, right? It's
yeah, you can see this.
right there.
Yeah,
So they're from Venezuela and they're here in New York.
yeah, it's
And it
just
says,
crazy.
shows a crew of gun wielding men knocking at the door. Oh, and this just happened recently in this month, August.
Right.
So, and then it makes you wonder how people will react to this.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. Um, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, and it's funny that she's even up here because
I
yeah,
mean, and that's crazy. Just, like, what will people think? It's like for other people that are from another country, you know, immigrants, it's like, well, what do you want them to think? You're coming in here and you're doing nothing. You're supposed to be doing something better. That's why a lot of people do come down here to make a better life for themselves. But for them to
these
come down
niggas,
here
yeah.
and do violence and negative shit, it's like, why even have them
Yeah.
here?
Um, I feel like it's a sensitive topic because a lot of people actually do come here for a better life for real and don't have a way out their situation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be insensitive, by saying, speaking on such a topic. But generally speaking, clearly these niggas is done wrong. And I see a lot of these niggas finessing the whole system. So it'd be like a lot of niggas be looking at this being like, how are we not getting what we deserve? And we asking niggas for it on a consistent basis, but they getting free housing, they getting free money, they getting free this, free all this shit like instantly. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like it's kind of crazy. And then you see, and I'm thinking to myself also like, okay, so where's the guns coming from? This nigga had a
but
sniper
the
rifle.
government didn't get them anywhere.
I agree, but it's like, damn, bro, like, ain't these niggas from another country?
That
What the
don't
fuck? Like,
matter.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, bro, these niggas didn't just. I said, hey, it's y'all world, I guess. You feel me? Like, I just look at that shit. It's like, okay, if we gonna allow, you know what I'm saying, people to come in, get free bread and terrorize or whatever, then we need to, you know, loosen up some of this bread for these niggas asking for shit or these niggas is doing shit. Like, it's always not enough money. It's always we cutting off funding. It's always some shit like that. But then when niggas go and steal the bread, finesse the bread, you know, it's a problem. Like, I see it both ways. Like, niggas need shit. Niggas is out here trying to make shit happen, but niggas don't have
Well,
the resources.
and
You
that's
know what
the
I'm saying?
thing, though. We can't just say, "Oh, okay, the immigrants are coming down here to create violence because they're in desperate need or they need the money." Everybody, obviously, right now is desperate to have money. Everything's going
Yeah,
up. Not a lot of people
yeah,
can afford housing, can afford food or anything like that. And so
yeah.
a lot of people don't know that they're so structured in just working 8 to 5 and not knowing how to maybe invest, like investments or stocks or just doing something else, start your own business, just somehow another way to make more money instead of just working the 8 to 5 where
Right,
you're living paycheck to paycheck. Um,
right.
People that do come from another country, of course, a lot of them do see this could be a better opportunity. This is a better opportunity
Definitely.
because really, like everywhere else in other countries, they pay way less. Um, yeah,
Mm,
maybe the cost of living is cheaper, but again, you have to realize they don't make a lot,
exactly.
and so, talk about even the violence here is not as
It's,
hard as in another country, like in Mexico. I mean, come on. There's a lot of
it's
crime that
facts.
you really can't go even out during the day by yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes you desperate that you want to move to another country and hoping that it'll be better.
Right. And I mean, that's why you know, I said what I said earlier about just being, you know, holistic in the understanding that like everybody doesn't really, you know, see this the same way. So, especially when it comes to like niggas was building a wall and then they went to, um, you know, what else was it? You know, ICE started just detaining a lot of people, all this kind of crazy stuff. And it is a lot of shit that happens that's illegitimate. That's like clearly this shit that's bullshit. But it's a lot of people that's actually trying to get in the right way and doing the right stuff. So you can't be mad at them.
Right.
Sometimes people just need a better life, so they trying to find a.
Well,
So
and
I
you're
don't
right,
know. It's a way to do it the proper way, but you know what I'm saying. These niggas definitely is out of line, man. And I couldn't believe that shit because imagine being a nigga in your crib and then niggas out here trying to whatever. Truth be told, though, I mean, I would look at it like this. For niggas that's just sliding in there just trying to do that, it is crazy the way that sounds, but from the inside in, it almost sounds like something that went wrong and they was already doing shit over there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever went wrong, niggas was doing whatever they was doing. Something was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like
but what made them go to that specific? It was it
that's what I'm
something
saying.
that it was
It probably was
they
something.
knew they were planning to go to that specific spot,
Exactly. It probably
or
was
were
something
they
going
just
on.
trying to just knock at somebody and hopefully somebody will answer their door?
I don't know. Like it sounds like there was something happening for real. Cause niggas just trying to just overturn an apartment complex. It's crazy. Like just don't even
But
make sense. It's like this ain't New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
that's
not just gonna
again, that's
run people out
being
of their
in a lot of
apartment.
places. It doesn't have to be the people from another country. Yeah, that's making things look worse because again, there are people that are trying to come in here and do something positive. But we again, every day, this is a new norm that's happening where there's a lot more violence out there.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people don't realize, how fucked up it is for the people who don't want to deal with this shit. And niggas who just trying to like live their life. They just trying to have their kids. They trying to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. That's why it's just it almost sounds like as if, of course, there's a lot more to the story. You feel me? And a lot more that we don't maybe necessarily know right away. But it is if you have this gang that's trying to be successful, the last thing they want is like news coverage about what they doing for real, for real. I mean, like in some aspects, maybe niggas feel like that's a good thing for notoriety standpoints. But why have the notoriety? Don't niggas just want the money more? So I don't really know. So like maybe this was something that was, it was something that had more to it. Because niggas is trying to run up in an apartment complex and take it over in 2024 sounds like some video game shit. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like some New Jack City shit. This is not, you know what I'm saying? Like some like, nah, this is not Vice City, bro. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna have to get more info on this shit, but we gonna have to, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know,
and the thing is, what they're talking
talk more
about is
about this
like
kind of shit, bro.
this has been going on within those last few days where they just started, you know, the landlord, the investors or whatever, the landlord of the apartment complex started losing control because it was
Mhm.
getting out of hand. Was this gang here trying to take over?
That's why I know this was like an ongoing thing. It was some. See, the nigga probably did some. He was in business with them. It was something going on. Like they could have tried to extort
And,
him,
and
bro.
and that could have been it
You
because
know.
really, it's like, why would they
So
target a specific apartment
they probably could have
complex?
extorted, bro, or something. It's something to it. But because just generally, like they just decide to just take over apartment complex, they could have got. They could have did that way more. You know what I'm saying? Sophisticated
Well,
way.
they could have just done like maybe just
Well, they in it from the
an
apartment.
apartment, but why the whole complex? So
Yeah,
that
like
means that
you
means
know what I'm
it's
saying.
because of,
Right.
obviously there's something going on more than what we know, and it probably has to involve with the landlord, the apartment
Yep.
investors, whoever is running
Yep.
that. And like you said, it could have been a bad deal that went wrong, and this is what
Yep.
usually happens. That gangs usually retaliate.
Yeah. Niggas didn't pay up. Niggas didn't.
Or
He
they're
tried
gonna
to.
fuck it up.
Yeah. Niggas was like, look, bro, we gonna take this bitch over if you don't give us $20,000. Niggas like, I don't got the 20,000. Niggas like, all right, cool, boom. Or something. Because just niggas just we gonna let's do this. Take over that one. That apartment complex. Yeah, we gonna do this thing. I, I don't know. But hey, it's just fucked up because these niggas really do be out here just finessing, and they be
So
acting
then,
like
what is this trying to say? Is it something where this is something that we're gonna have to look at? Because really, like, you, well, I know there's not much of gang violence that you kind of hear in the news. Not like how it used to be, but now it's like, now this is going around. Now this is a little shocking. It's more like everybody's trying to do their own thing, going crazy or whatever, but they're not. I haven't seen this in a while where there's a gang trying to take over, especially here. Like that.
yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, as far as I would say, going forward because we have this election about to happen. So this kind of stuff will definitely be talked about. It'll be revisited.
But
It
it's
seems
something
more.
that, again, it's something that's
Oh,
been going on for years. Gangs have been
right.
around for years.
Yeah, but it's like this is like totally. This isn't a specific. This is a specific problem. So like they're gonna have to get into that. Like gangs itself is just gang. It's gonna be some gangs here from other countries in different factions and shit. Like that shit's just going to happen. But like they're not doing what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? So this is a specific thing where people from specific areas come here and they are part of certain illegal trades and shit. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, because I'm thinking to myself, just like, okay, so they got these guns from just I'm like, bro, niggas is supplying these niggas with straps It could
Well,
be
and that's
anybody.
anywhere again. You could easily get a gun just outside
Yeah.
your house.
This is, I honestly, you know, this is also another idea. Is like niggas just, you know, this is like just a ploy, just to get inside to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course, to just get in here, get unified, get this shit started where they can get out here and, you know, do whatever they do. And they use the system to get through here, and, you know. So that's how they, you know, I guess that's how a lot of niggas figured they would do it. And that's how it's being done, you know. And I, you know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. You know, it's just a lot to it because not everybody's doing that. So you can't just be like,
Well,
yeah,
and that's the
illegal
thing.
aliens
I
or
mean, again,
immigrants is all this, this, this. You can't do that.
there's so many things that, with being out there in the world because of social media, it's more exposed
Right.
all this negative, stuff that's going on. And and I just feel like, well, it's like it's more like, let's go ahead and do it because, oh, we seen it on social media, so why not do it? It's like, like right now, there's a lot of the crime rate for robbing in stores, or even just like destroying the businesses,
Right.
is rising. It's really rising, and people are willing to go ahead and rob a store, a business, break shit in the middle during the day. Like, people are not caring anymore what's going on. They don't care about the consequences that might have, because there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere, so you're gonna go ahead and be seen. Somehow you're gonna get caught, but
And
people
it's
don't
like,
care.
how is niggas so surveillance with all this? I was just talking to, you know, other people recently also about just like all these kids, this resurgence of just all these kids that have already been missing or just now going missing and shit. And it's like, damn, this is crazy. We just seen, you know, recently Florida, they was talking about how they are like heavily. I think was it Miami? It was some specific city in Florida. They was just talking about how heavily their surveillance. They got like 300 cameras everywhere and all sort of stuff. And I'm like, but the kids still going missing and the women still getting whatever. It's like it's not making sense. How is all these cameras up and shit? Y'all not stopping nothing. Y'all not doing it because it ain't about that.
Well,
It's,
again,
you know what
there's
I'm saying?
cameras, but then who's really watching them? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
you know what I'm
It's not.
saying? Like,
It's not
I
about
don't know.
watching. It's about making sure that the evidence is there. So if something does happen, there's evidence there.
And now they can go back and look, which is cool, but it's like, what are we doing? Because what really gets, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff happens, but it's too much to catch all of this.
But
You know what I'm
then
saying?
also,
Like,
it's like,
crazy.
can they stop every crime that happens? They cannot be there. There's a desperate need. I know, at least here there's a desperate need of, they always try to hire cops, police officers. There's not enough police officers to go ahead and maintain all the crimes that's going around. There's just more people out there doing crimes.
Mhm. It is what it is. It's gonna always be that way. But you know, I just
No,
find
it's
it
not,
interesting.
because it really hasn't been that way. That's the thing. I mean, yes, there's always going to be crime, but it
Yeah,
has
that's my point.
increased because, again, the media, whether it's TV, social media, the radio,
Hmm.
anything like that, people will hear this and they say, oh, well, shit, I seen those people, rob the store and they got some money. Shit, I need some money too, so why not go ahead and do it?
That's kind of what I felt like it was happening in Chicago when the Ferguson shit was going on. It was just a lot of rioting and shit, and it was like, you niggas are just doing this. You know, you guys aren't doing this for no protesting. You're doing this to get bucks. You know what I'm saying? To get pros, free pros. It is what it is, man. And I can't be mad at niggas for it. I mean, it is what it is, but it's more level where it's like, especially because it ain't my city, you know what I'm saying, per se. They're not doing it on my block, per se, but it's like, we do look bad for a lot of shit. But it's because, okay, I'm not condoning certain things, but at the same time, you see what other groups of niggas do when they have a real problem. They go and storm buildings and stuff. They shake political coattails and stuff. These niggas are stealing out the Nike store when they get upset. You get what I'm saying? It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? So we not even seeing this shit on the even we're not even seeing this shit right. So it's just unfortunate, like when this shit does happen. That's why I'm like, this election shit is going to, this shit's going to come up. It's going to be an ongoing thing. They're going to use this thing, shit like this, to kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's going to be over. It's going to be like some niggas talk about for a while. Because it's when it comes up, it's going to be this ongoing problem that niggas consistently just keep talking about, and hashing out, and just overdoing. And instead of just fixing the problem for real, just vetting these niggas before they come in here, giving them some, you know what I mean, giving them certain shit within reason, and not making them fucking millionaires. You know what I'm saying? I'm
But that's
exaggerating,
the thing,
but
though.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
the thing is like a lot of times what they do this agencies, they do help these people because again, there's a
Right.
reason they really had to go ahead and I mean it's not easy to just cross the border. I
Of
mean, you
course.
could do that if you don't want to do the paperwork legally, but it is a lot of paperwork that you have to do before you actually able to come here. Whether even just having a visa or trying to become a permanent resident here,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of paperwork and it costs. It
Yeah, I
costs.
heard like 15,000,
So,
right?
well, it just depends. No, it just depends on what you're trying to do. But again, it's like there's some people like say a woman, a single mother is in danger, for her and her kids' lives. So, and they can really
Okay.
present that as long as they have some kind of evidence that that's going on, they will go ahead and grant them basically free access to come down here as long as they have someone that would sponsor them, that will go ahead and be responsible for them while they're here. You know,
Gotcha. So they still got to know somebody out here.
They gotta know somebody, yes, because if you're gonna come down here, what are you gonna do? I mean, we can't really give you free housing in the beginning.
And
Uh,
it's unfortunate because, you know what I'm saying, I hate to say, like, some people who really are in need, bro, shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas should be doing it if they need the help.
but
It's
no, but
just
the thing
crazy,
is
man.
too, and I can say, not everybody that tries to get is because they're in need. Okay, everybody's
You know what I'm
taking
saying?
it
So
for
it's,
granted. Okay, because again,
yeah, man.
this this world, the country has made people become where they're entitled instead of,
Hmm.
hey, years ago it was where you were able to apply for something because you really needed it because you were poor, you were considered poor or low income or had no income, and so they would help those
Hmm.
people. And back then a lot of people were kind of embarrassed to have people know that they were on a system getting some kind of help. Nowadays, like,
Yeah,
hey, it's free money, it's free food
yeah,
stamps, it's free assistance, free housing. Just
yeah.
go ahead and do it.
Yeah, even niggas like that was on maybe living on a visa or things like that. Niggas don't want to sit around talking about that. Just oh yeah, I'm on the woo. Like niggas ain't sitting around just telling you that. You agree with what I'm saying? So it's just it's a different time, man. Like I remember when that girl, she was real famous, Cat Stacks. I think she just recently did some interviews or something. But she was from man, gosh, I can't remember exactly where she was from, so I'm not gonna say. But she was living on a visa or something, and some type of reason, some type of way they got her, deported. And she was like a real popular like video vixen for a while.
Well,
But
that's the thing too,
maybe she
though.
was from Venezuela. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't know, but it could have been somewhere.
But what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, there are rules or there's laws that you cannot break, or then you do get your visa, your green card taken away and going
Basically,
back to your country.
basically. And for me, it is what it is. I can't make those rules up, and a lot of people, like I said, are in need, so we can't really fault some grandmother that's with three grandbabies that don't have no parents that would need to come here. You know what I'm saying? That's trying to come here that can't really all provide like that, and they in a dangerous place in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You can't really hate on them for that, or some people that's
And
really trying to change their life. You can't hate on that. But like
no,
these
you
niggas
can't.
coming here
And
illegally,
again,
you gotta go.
the majority of the people are trying to come into this country to have a better life, to have better opportunity. I mean, and
Yeah,
that's again, that's something what my family had to go through. It
right.
was because they wanted to provide something better for their children, and so my parents did whatever they could legally to come down here and try to get, hopefully, do better here.
And my thing is, they weren't giving thousands of dollars and free income and free this and free that. They grinded. You know what I'm saying? They didn't take advantage of some free shit and then manipulate shit and then be
But
like
again, it wasn't like that
legitimate.
before. It
You get
wasn't
what I'm
like that
saying?
before. Now
They
people
had to
are taking
grind.
advantage of it.
Now you get what I'm saying? It's totally different now. Like you said, it's not the same. So I give it to the niggas who need it, but it's like these niggas is going crazy right now. People who need
Yeah,
help
and again,
and
that
can't,
that puts
you know,
again a bad name against, because you see the Venezuela gang, and then now you're gonna think that all of them are like that, and
not like that.
we need to
Yeah,
go ahead and deport them all.
it's unfortunate
And
to be saying
so,
that, but
but the thing
yeah,
is, though, again, you're saying about, oh, they get free house and they get free benefits, but again, that's everybody. Everybody that's trying to be entitled, they feel like they're entitled whether you're from here or you're not. I mean, they
yeah,
get mad because, yeah, someone from another country that's illegal come here and they get free benefit, which is not really the case. But also, you can't just put it on that because what I have viewed, everybody's trying to get it. Everybody's trying to go ahead and get the free handout, the free housing, and everything.
uh, yeah. That's why I'm like, in general, it's not one sided. That's why when this topic comes up, it's gonna be interesting on how niggas decide to handle this. I mean, the only thing niggas can do is just more regulate. Because, like I said, and I mean, they are. I mean, like, niggas is literally getting in California, they're giving niggas, I think it's 2 months free rent. And then it's, like, what was it, like 2 months, like, what was it, like 2,000 down on a mortgage? You know what I'm saying? And they're on homes, not just giving them like little housing. They're giving them like niggas can go out and go get homes, bro. Niggas
Oh
can go,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Niggas can go out and do all this stuff. Do you know how much the process for niggas to go buy a house? You know, like no, they're not just giving that to niggas, bro. They're not just giving niggas anything. Truthfully, the last thing niggas just kind of got was the stimulus check.
but see,
Other than
and
that,
that's
you know what I'm
another
saying?
thing, though. The
You know,
thing is, they're complaining, okay, they get free assistance and everything, but then you have to see, it's like if they don't have the right paperwork, they can't get a job legally. They cannot get paid.
they finessing this shit, bro. They're finessing paperwork. They're finessing the cards. They're finessing just like niggas was finessing the COVID papers and all that.
I'm talking about legal documents to try to work. And I
They're
know there
finessing all
are
that
now
stuff.
companies
Yeah,
that will accept, like, there's a lot of businesses that will say, oh, they accept the the Mexican ID card or the Mexican driver license, because there's
bro.
so many that are driving like that, and that's the reality. That's what they have, because for a long time they couldn't get here, like they couldn't go to the DMV and get an ID or get the driver license
Bro,
because they don't have legal documents.
I literally, bro. I was 2021. It was 2021. Might be 2021. I had jumped in on Uber and shit. I was going somewhere or coming from somewhere, whatever. And I get in the car with this nigga, and me and this nigga just is talking. Um, then he get to telling me, he like, I was telling him, like, yeah, man, I was dealing with this issue where they weren't hiring me to do this particular job because of this and that. And he was like, man, dude, they let me. I'm an illegal alien, bro. I'm like, what do you mean? He like, yeah, bro, I got this and this and this set up. I got this profile set up and this and this. I'm like, oh, so you want the profiles and this and that? He's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, so you? Ooh. I'm like, yeah. So he's literally, he might not be on the black market, but he was dealing with niggas who was on the black market or on only certain spaces and places where you can get people's information and do
But yeah,
that.
I
And
mean,
you
for
know
a
what I'm
long
saying? So
time,
Niggas are finessing this stuff. It's not,
Well, yeah, they
you
are
know what I'm
because
saying?
in a way
They're all by all
they
means.
kind of
He was like,
have
bro,
to. They kind of have to. Okay, they're gonna have to because they want to go ahead and get a job, or or go ahead and buy a car, buy a house. They if they can't get it with their documents, the next thing they have to do, they're gonna have to try to get fake paperwork.
that's what
Is
niggas
that
do.
wrong though?
That's what niggas do. I mean,
No, but
I
is
look at
that
it like, I
wrong?
look at it like this. This is what I look at it like. Niggas finesse, niggas do what they gotta do. This nigga was a working class nigga still. He wasn't trying to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to do nothing wrong per se. But it's crazy that I'm having trouble doing something and this nigga's freely doing it and not supposed to do it. It's the principles that this shit is like supposed to be standing on and it's not standing on. We don't have things. So why are we giving other people things when we don't have the things? What are we talking about? It's not about helping people or it's not about people getting shit how they live. People are supposed to do that. However they decide to do it. That's their choice. But the principles of what niggas supposed to stand on is like helping the people here first or doing whatever we need first before we
But
just
then
start giving
again,
out millions of dollars to just literally to other countries and into Russia, into Ukraine, and all these other places and
true,
stuff.
true.
And it's we're not doing anything here. It's not just about those people. It's like literally we're not getting anything we deserve, like at all, especially niggas. So it's the principle of that. It's not just like these niggas can't have what they think they should have. Yeah, sure. I mean, like that's fine. He doing it. I can't really have an opinion about him doing some shit that he gonna keep doing. They ain't gonna stop him unless they stop him. My thing is, okay, so if he can do this shit, why am I having a problem with it? If okay, so if I need a free housing and this and that, why can't why do I have to go through all this shit? But they just get it, and it looks on the appearance of it, it's easier, and maybe that is a thing where that's just an illusion.
It's
You
not
know what I'm saying?
easier though. It's
You
not
feel what I'm
easier
saying?
because apparently
So
everybody
maybe there's
is
that.
getting it. The thing is,
It's just niggas don't have nothing, man. And you shouldn't be
no,
giving
it's
out
just the
millions of
people know
dollars
how
to
to work the
Ukraine.
system. When people know how to work
Yeah,
the system, they could get whatever they
like not
want. It's
Ukraine.
not that hard, you know?
Yeah,
And so the way I feel too is like when we first moved here to the United States, we had to have other um, grown men living with us in the house because first of all, well, they didn't have no paperwork at that time. We did, but they needed somewhere to stay. They needed housing, so they were able to work, find side jobs to work in order to help pay for the rent and the other stuff. But it's
that's
like,
for sure. Yeah,
but not
there's
everybody
nothing
gets it.
wrong
That's
with
the
that though.
thing. No, not everybody's getting the free assistance. The way it
Exactly.
works is
Exactly.
the way it works, and especially us Hispanic families, we don't mind living all together just so then we could all pay less. And
Exactly.
that's the thing, we pay less in rent and all the other bills, and we're saving money, so we stack up. That's one
For
thing.
sure.
See, a
No,
lot
I
of
agree
times
with that.
they see, like, if you go to a Hispanic family's house, there's there's people living there. There's quite a few people living there a lot of times,
For sure. I can't
and
hate
they
on
know how
that.
to
I can't
live
hate on that.
together.
I can't
And
hate on that.
that's how they all raise money. They go ahead and get the money so then they could get the free car, not the free cars, but get a nice car, get a good house.
That's
Because
why I can't hate on the nigga. I mean, the nigga doing it. He doing the same thing. He trying to get it how he live. I can't really hate on that. It just from the appearance of it, it looks like for the last 4 years, bro, money just been giving to this country millions. They
they
and
were
you know what
giving
I'm saying.
money.
You know what I'm
They
saying.
were giving money to this country by when we were in the pandemic. They were giving the unemployment. They were giving, you know, the PPP loans. They were giving all this
Yeah,
free
for
food
that was
stamps and medical this
expensive.
time and whatever else.
Come on, man.
They were giving all this money. And what happened though? That's the thing. They had
Um,
given this money to see what people
right.
here would do with that money while you're not working. And what did people do?
No.
Spend the money. Overall, the majority of people here, they got free money and they spent it, and it's still in the same place or even in a worse spot because now you have spent all that money and now you're actually struggling more than you were before.
I'll put it to you like this, right? Niggas had to give niggas money, bro, because the country was shut down. That wasn't niggas just giving niggas shit based off of like a desire or a need or a want. Like, I want to move to Cali, so I'm gonna sign up for this program that's gonna allow me to move out there, and they're gonna give me a free house, and they're gonna give me this and that. But I got to do this and that. There isn't. I mean, there probably are some programs out there for people to do certain stuff, but on a mass scale, there is nothing that's just helping niggas do stuff that's not public assistance. So, from the standpoint of just being like, okay, niggas got that money. Niggas needed that money because niggas literally stopped working. There was no work unless you were working remotely, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or your job could work to limited capacity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But again, yes, I
you know,
understand that, which is fine. The unemployment, okay, they could have just done with unemployment. They could have go ahead
right,
and, because they were given unemployment, but again, they were given all these other bonuses. And like I said, the PPP loan. Supposedly, the PPP loan was a loan for you to go ahead and start your own business. Now, again, they were trying to get some money so then
man,
you could
wow.
better yourself. And instead, a majority of people did not do what they were supposed to do. And
They
so they just
finessed it.
spent the money.
They finessed it. I mean, this is my thing. And I thought it was about a business bailout. I thought, wasn't it like a bailout? I thought it was supposed to be like for businesses that
You
to
were
pay
supposed to try to
employees or
go ahead
something.
and, yeah,
Or
go into business.
something. And niggas finessed it. That's why I'm like, niggas finessed stuff. All that's why like I see it both sides. Like, yeah, clearly if a nigga's doing something like stealing from people's bank accounts or stealing niggas' identities, you know what I'm saying? That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Clearly.
But
But like at the
true,
same
but
time,
people do it for many reasons, not
right?
just the immigrants, they're
Yeah.
trying to get here. Of
No,
course,
that's
the
what I'm
immigrants,
saying.
they're
The
trying to
niggas doing
do it.
the niggas doing the PPP loan. Well, not just the PPP, but I mean like even the unemployment niggas was basically just stealing
No,
niggas
but I'm talking
unemployment.
about stealing other people's personal information, like the Social Security or,
That's what I'm talking
their
about.
information.
That's what I'm
And
talking about. You know what I'm saying? They was basically, I don't want to, but basically more or less, more and more, to summarize it, niggas just was getting niggas information and getting their unemployment. So like, and niggas was finessing that and doing wrong with that. Cause what if niggas just decide one day like, damn, I'm finna lose my job about to close, but some niggas been using your shit for the last 6 months and you don't even know. So then you go to apply for unemployment, and the niggas like, yeah, you've been using your shit over here. It's like, no, I haven't been doing this. So now you got to go through that process because niggas somehow possibly got your information. They were just talking about niggas just breached. It was just all this breach about all of our personal information and niggas already, they siphoned all of our information, all of our bank accounts
right,
information.
and that's the
You know,
thing, though.
so
Again, you know,
you know,
you have to. To me, the way I see it, again,
hmm
say I stole somebody's identity, their personal information,
yeah,
I'm gonna use it so that I could go ahead and get a job because obviously I probably need it because I had to take care of my bills, take care of my kids.
right,
I will get that information, and yeah, I might get caught. That's the thing. But then there's also people here already in this country stealing other people's information so they could steal their money or try to get credit under that person's name or
hmm
for whatever else reason. But they're always stealing
right,
people's personal information in order to sell it. Like they sell it in the dark web. They sell it,
right,
on this website that you could go ahead and obtain that information. Anybody could get that information. It could be someone that has committed crimes and they just want to steal somebody else's
and
information so they don't look like they've done anything.
right. And truth be told, it's like, so how is it that these niggas are coming to get the information? How is information just so readily available? It's almost like niggas is giving it to people. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
well, No, again,
And
if you see the
we
news,
literally give out information to people
but if you
with
see
social
the
media
news,
shit.
though, they're hacking this shit,
Yeah, they hacking shit too. Yeah, oh for
and
sure. But I mean, like,
that's how they obtain it. They obtain
but
it
I mean,
by
like, what about okay? But what about niggas who literally just give out information to people for money? You know what
when
I'm
they do
saying?
that,
Like,
and that's a
you
person
know,
that's selling it. But
you know what I'm saying?
again, that's basically like hacking. Like they obtain it
Yeah,
somehow, obviously, they,
you know, crack the
and now
code
they're
type
selling the
shit.
information. That's and it happened
It's,
because people are using it for different reasons.
type shit. That's why I don't have a problem, and you know, just generally, like, I don't have no problem. Like I said, niggas are trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, just don't steal my shit. You feel me? Don't do nothing to my shit. But whole time, niggas is trying to figure out how to do shit. I can't hate on it. Like, you know, the nigga doing what he was doing. I'm just more like, okay, bro, if you can do this shit, I could definitely figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
let me go do whatever. That's kind of how I took the shit. But it was more level where like, I knew for a fact for a long time niggas have been trying to, they've been finessing this and figuring out how to do what they need to do. And not all of them are doing wrong. They just kind of needed to figure out they trying to feed their kids, or they trying to figure out how to just get the money real quick to do what they need to do. I can't really hate on a lot. You know, I can't hate on niggas doing whatever they got to do. But it's like this particular type of shit where niggas. I just seen a nigga on TikTok. He was talking. He was like, "Yo, I'm finessing these niggas." Da 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 da. He was some. I don't know where exactly he was from, but he was like, "I'm an illegal." Da 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 da. He had all this money and shit. I'm this is this man. Fuck these niggas, man. I'm finessing these niggas, man. Da 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 da. Literally. And I'm just, and I think he was in Cali or something. I'm just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, so when niggas bring these arguments up and then they use stuff like that for argument and be like, okay, so this is why niggas gotta fight their way out of that. You know what I'm saying? Verbally now. So now that's why when I said this election, they're going to revisit this whole thing. This wall shit, all this shit is really gonna come back up again for real. For real, these niggas had that real face to face thing. So when they do that, they're gonna be talking about that shit, and they're gonna be like, "What are you really doing?"
Well, I
You niggas
know how
trying,
they got
you
it
know.
because you already know Trump. He's trying to finish that wall.
I don't really know what that's gonna really necessarily do. What is a wall gonna really do per
The
se?
wall ain't gonna do much.
I
They
don't
ain't
think it's
doing
gonna really
nothing.
do anything. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do nothing. And it just really just puts a bunch of controversy on people again that need to be here or trying to be here legitimately, and it gives them a bad. Like I know people um, that came here or whatever, and they've been living, doing their life, take care of their kids and shit. And they cool people, and they don't do nothing wrong to nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they deserve whatever they got, even if niggas had to kind of finesse it to get here. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Niggas kind of got to finesse. Everybody got to finesse it a little bit to get where they got to go. I'm just more on level. I'm like, you see this type shit is going to be more wide. More, you know what I'm saying? It's going to start happening more. You know what I'm saying? They ain't the first gang in here that's trying to do this and that and the third. That nigga that was finessing and shit, that nigga wasn't the only nigga finessing and you know what I mean, showing niggas how to get the free bands. He like tap in with me if you will, whatever. I'll show you how to do this, that, and the third, whatever. He ain't the only nigga doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those type of things is going to be a major argument for people that's like, you know, against people that's just coming over here. You know what I'm saying?
But again, something like this video, that's what makes everybody
It
else
hard.
look bad.
Exactly. It makes it harder for people that's legitimate and they want to. And
They're
I don't know
trying
if you
to.
remember.
They're trying to go ahead and come into this country legally and trying to do
Yeah,
better for
that's not.
themselves.
I
Then you
remember. I
have
remember.
this.
I got a guy that I know, an older dude. He's from Panama and shit, and he's like a very cultured dude, very cultured, really cool. Like I would like to meet more niggas like him because he's I can learn stuff from him and he's cultured. He's from another place. He's not on that shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's a working class nigga, got shit going on, 401ks and shit. That nigga ain't doing none of this shit. That nigga's a nigga that's trying to get it. And I'm sure he knows some niggas that had to get it. But they regular niggas. That's why, like, for me, it's not about that. It's more about the whole thing about, like, I'm consistently seeing how we loosely spend this money. And then niggas is like, never really having nothing, or niggas is like trying to get things, certain resources, and they want to cut the resources off. You know what I'm saying? But we doing all this shit to, to buy, the list goes on because I see so much of it, and I would have to like put it up here. But it's like it's so much of this shit where we're awarding these niggas money, or we okaying for this to happen and this and that to happen. I'm like, bro, but what is going on? Like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas still didn't even get what the fuck is going on here. That pandemic shit don't count. We didn't ask for that. We didn't ask to shut the country down. Truth be told, I remember when that shit first happened, it was kind of devastating for everybody because we didn't really understand what was happening. A lot of niggas, that was their
But
first time using
but
unemployment.
again,
You
though,
know?
okay, you're talking about the pandemic benefit. Okay, fine. Nobody expected, to the country to shut down.
Absolutely.
Nobody said, that they didn't want to work. People got
Right.
laid off. But
Type
again,
shit.
though, they gave that money in order to sustain you, to make sure here's this money so you could go ahead and pay your rent, so you could go ahead and pay your bills, so you still go ahead, we'll give you free food, all the stuff free, you know, some stuff were free, but you have this money in order to take care of you like if you were still working. But
Mm-hmm.
instead, though, people weren't doing it because then there was programs where the landlord couldn't evict you if you didn't pay your rent because due to the pandemic.
Type
Okay.
shit.
So they got
Type shit.
that. Okay. So you can't say,
Type shit.
it's like, okay, they didn't expect us. Yeah, they didn't expect us, but then they were also getting all this benefits from this. Okay. And they could have
And they
chose,
had to. They had to give niggas
no,
money.
but
They
they could have
had
still,
to.
again, but the whole thing was, is like, we giving you this money in order so you could pay your bills. So you don't stay
Type
behind, so
shit.
you pay your bills. But a lot of people were not paying the bills because, again, like I said, they were offering all this stuff. Hey, you really don't have to pay rent right now. Oh, you really don't have to pay your utility bills right now because of the pandemic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, you know, I feel it's like, again, you should have still paid your bills. And a lot of people did still pay their bills,
Oh, I
but a
have
lot of
shit.
people chose not to.
On your ass
And
as
to,
well.
again, they felt like entitled. Oh, well, I'm not going to pay it. And then they think, oh, they didn't really think about the future because at some point the country was going to go ahead and open back up. Then what?
Yeah, some niggas was in a bad place after the pandemic. A lot of
They
niggas
were
was in a
in
bad
really
place
worse
after the
places
pandemic.
than they were before
Definitely.
because,
A lot
again,
of niggas was.
they were getting this money. A lot of people were getting this money. They didn't know how to, and I guess, react to getting this money. And
That's
so
very true.
a
Very
lot of
true.
people, and I can't say, a lot of people just, hey, they turned the fuck up, they went
So you,
spending the money and all this shit. It's
so you
like
basically,
they
so
weren't
you
thinking about
basically,
future,
right.
what if, okay, say they didn't have to pay their bills, okay, they just let them stack. But let's go ahead and save some money, or, like some people did, they actually flipped it and started their own business
Type
because
shit.
people were thinking it's like, hey, if this happens now, this could happen again later on where
Pretty
I think
fucking
I
much.
have a stable job and then all of a sudden this pandemic happened and I lose my job. Now what? So a lot of
Yeah.
people did invest and started their own business, stuff like that. But again, there were people that didn't do shit with it, didn't do something better for themselves, did not even pay their bills. And they're the ones that are
Yeah.
struggling now. And they're the ones that are
Them niggas is
complaining more because they feel like they're entitled.
whatever niggas is going, the niggas, the real niggas don't always survive, man. So, I just look at it as that. But 100% though, it was a lot of niggas struggling right after the pandemic. A lot of niggas was still
And
like
they still
trying to pick
are.
up the pieces and stuff. Some niggas kinda, I'm sure. I'm sure maybe niggas ain't really
Well,
like
no,
it's
we
okay.
are struggling because if you see
Oh
now,
no, the country is struggling. The country is struggling. The economy
because
is
now
shot.
people, because the cost of
Yeah,
living went
yeah,
up and people couldn't afford because of the
yeah,
pandemic, they had to raise the prices on everything.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
people
You
couldn't
right.
afford a lot of stuff. So they started asking for raises at work. They wanted to get paid more.
Yeah, you're right. I actually thinking about this now. I just recently, I don't know if you've seen how many businesses is closing all these stores, bro. Like
They're closing a lot of stores. If
all
you
these
see that,
stores, like
yes, a lot of small businesses are
oh,
closing.
they
The
definitely are.
main
Yeah,
stores are
big
closing. A lot of
stores, big
big
stores.
businesses. Why? Well, again, it could go back because they are raising their raises to the employees, and a lot of times they cannot
Mm-hmm.
afford it, especially small businesses. They cannot afford to pay the employees right now,
Man,
so
it's kind
a
of
lot of them are forced to close.
I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 4 years, but I don't know. I presume something else is happening. Like it's funny because we even talk about this
That's a lot
pandemic
going
shit.
on. It's just a lot of people are not paying attention. It's
Funny,
like
yeah. It's a lot.
the
So,
other reason why a lot of businesses are closing is because they can't afford the building they're staying at, their business building,
yeah, hell yeah.
or
Not enough
also because,
revenue.
again, the crime that's going on. There's so many stores that getting hit. Why even have a store? You could just go ahead and have it online. And that's the way I see that in a couple of years,
Exactly.
everything's going to be online. You're not going to be able, if you see when you go to some stores, they have a lot of the expensive stuff locked up.
I
Okay.
just seen in
Like
Cali
the
they
pharmacies, I
just
see
said
like
that.
detergent being locked up. You know, some shampoos and body washes are being locked up because people
Yeah,
are stealing.
the
So
homeless,
they're
you know. So
bringing,
yeah,
they're valuing the product, and so they feel like, okay, in order to keep the business open for everybody else, we're gonna lock everything up. So you had to call someone to open it for you so you could get this.
hmm
And sometimes they even walk you to the cash register to make sure you're gonna go and pay for it instead of putting it in your
literally,
pocket or purse.
literally,
You know?
literally.
So
They was like, yep, yep.
yeah,
I
and so a
mean,
lot of stores are getting tired of being robbed during the middle of the day, and they'd rather go
I
ahead and
just
close it and
seen.
just go ahead and have everything shopping online.
Yeah, uh, the crime is a whole nother aspect to it, which is crazy. But like, especially like in Cali and different other places that have these bigger cities, um,
Yeah.
that are being affected like this. But I just seen something in Cali. It was I forgot where specifically, but they were talking about this big strip that normally was thriving, full of just people and businesses and stuff. But now no one's going to these businesses and stuff. So now they closing. Or they got, like you said, it was this one shop that was like some type of online thing where literally you just kind of go in and it's just like you scan your stuff and then you just get it. It's not like a real store where niggas at no more. I guess especially like in some of these other places, like niggas just like the crime, all the other stuff is set up to where niggas just kind of just get it and go, or they not even set up no more. They closing the damn stores up, and I was like, dude, niggas closing hundreds of thousands of stores right now, which is a big. It's kind of scary because it's like I said, these niggas coming in here to do whatever they're gonna do in the public's eye. You know, I don't know what's gonna go on the next 4 years. We could be looking at some weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
But like I
That
say, it's gonna be
who
more
knows?
where, again, why keep a business building open
It's not
when
fucking
people
up.
are always like on occasion robbing the place where you're losing
That too.
money, and then
Yeah,
you
you
don't have
lose no
money to pay
revenue.
your employees, and it's gonna
Yeah,
come to where
man, it's crazy.
it's just cheaper to do it online.
I just seen out here, with these certain restaurants just out here, just bigger restaurants, they closing, and they're like somewhat of staples and stuff where people have always, went to and shit. They like, damn, bro, this shit is really getting crazy right now, must be because damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna have no movie theaters in the next couple of years. That shit probably gonna be done. I don't know what niggas just
Well, and
start
that's the
dropping
thing
movies
there
on the
too, right
streams.
there, talking about the movie theaters. Now, every time a movie comes out, it'll come to the movie theater like a couple of days, and then
Hmm
after that, you could go ahead and rent it out on Disney Plus or
Basically.
Prime or whatever like that. But you're able to purchase it and you can watch it at home.
So it's like,
I
what
mean,
did we
again,
come to
that's what
witness
was
here?
going on during the pandemic.
Literally, yeah. So I actually I gotta give you that. Nothing's been the same since that shit. And truth be
No,
told,
I think
it's been
that's what
fucked
it
up.
was. They were trying
It
to change
definitely
a
is.
lot of things,
It definitely
to
has.
make
It
things
definitely
more
has.
where you're being at home, being antisocial. And that's what it was.
Yeah,
They
that's a
think
whole nother thing in itself. The people, but I mean, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, but
it
that's a
is,
whole,
but
that's a, the niggas are totally different now. Niggas are totally to a degree different now. The way niggas viewing things, all that. But like, I mean, I mean, we don't even have 24-hour businesses like that no more, and that shit is
I
crazy. It's
know.
like, what the fuck is going on? Like, like if there are people like I'm in certain industries where niggas are 24 hour there or 24 hour just getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm into this everyday and shit just working. These niggas are like trying to just completely keep this shit minimized now. It's not.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
trying to
Yeah, like lock us
have
down and lock shit
control,
down. Yeah, like I'm like, dude, niggas still
monitor.
need.
That's what they want to do, is monitor.
Yeah, it's like niggas still need 24-hour grocery stores and stuff, bro. Like, what the fuck is
But
going on?
again, but
Niggas
you have
still
to
need
realize
24
right
hour,
there,
Like,
you
what's
got to
going
realize
on?
right there, you can order your groceries online and they deliver
That
for
makes sense.
you. Okay.
It's
Um,
crazy, man. Yeah.
so
I don't know about in the
they
middle
did
of the
all
night,
this during
but
the
yeah.
pandemic and it's still going to go on because that's what they want to do. They want to, again,
Right.
have people stay at home. A lot of people are not seeing it. And, and that's why, I wish we would have talked, because if we would have
Right.
talked, over the phone, talked about this, man, we would be going crazy, because you see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go ahead and have people try to stay at home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do everything online, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
then what
Right.
else is
Right.
happening right now? Everybody's talking about this robots, robots taking over the world. There's a lot of videos out there where you see robots already working. We have a robot that works in a bar here in Vegas. There's
Right.
there's a
Yeah.
video I saw earlier. Okay, uh, they have robots in restaurants that will bring out your food, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seen
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Well, what I saw earlier, this was crazy. So
Mm.
when I was watching social media, I don't know if it's true, but it could go that way, because it was like a little robot car that comes and delivers food to your house. It was a Chick-fil-A little car that actually delivered. You know how you call and they deliver the food to you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So.
the little car, it looked like a little toy car, and it drove up to the couple's driveway, and basically what it was shown in this video, and this could happen for sure if it's not happening right now, where
Mm-hmm.
um I guess what the guy did, he scanned his phone to this little camera that the car had. So it was able to pick up, okay, this is the right person that ordered this food. And then it opened up, the guy grabbed his food. And what he did, he stood in front of the camera again, showed that he grabbed the food. And as soon as he grabbed it, the little trunk closed and the car left. Now, again, this
Crazy.
was driving by itself. It was a robot car that delivered
Type shit.
fast food. So
Way in that time, bro.
seeing
It's
all these videos,
crazy.
whether they're true or not, they are true, because again, like I stated, there's a robot that works at a bar here that makes your drinks. There's robots that you have in a lot of restaurants that will bring out the food for you. And they're building robots to jobs, take the jobs away from everybody, basically. And
Honestly,
they're
it's
trying to keep people in the house. Now, how are we going to go ahead and handle things once these robots are starting to take over a lot of the jobs? What's going to happen to
man,
the people?
bro.
How are they going to get
Look,
paid?
man. Look, bro.
Because
Man.
from what I saw some of the restaurants here that have the robot that will bring the food to you, they said they can save a lot of money instead of
Yeah.
paying an employee.
You don't pay
They
nobody.
not they
Then
don't
you
have to
just pay the
pay
nigga
them.
to fix it.
All they have to do is pay for their maintenance, make sure it works,
That's it.
and that's it.
Man.
You don't have to pay a real person wages. You don't have to
Right.
go ahead and give insurance to a robot, but you have to give it to a person.
Mhm.
So a lot of these people are going more with these robots because, again, for those reasons. And then
It's
there's a lot of people that still
man.
don't want to work, or for whatever reason they
Yeah,
don't work.
yeah. Certain industries have high turnover rates and shit like that, or whatever, right? Um, it's like okay. Honestly, I was just watching Billy Carson talk, and shit, and it's just so crazy again because we talk about this a lot in our own, you know, but it's like it's I don't know, 50 years from now, I don't know what this shit is going to really truly look like. It's going to be more than just niggas getting this motherfucking food to them. I don't know what these people like. Niggas know that we have to do something else. Like, and not us per se, but the niggas who it's like it's hard to explain this. But it's like niggas are creating this artificial shit because they know they don't really have uh a real out type shit. You know what I'm saying? And they have they're like they need to create the next step to dominate to do the next thing. Like it's a lot of different ways to look at it. But it's like I think that's why these niggas are going so hard with this technology because they want to advance themselves as fast as possible. Because they have to advance themselves as fast as possible.
Because
You
we've
know what
been
I'm
so
saying?
behind in technology for
Yeah, like
forever.
it's like this AI shit. Well, you know, it's and it's crazy because when you were saying that, I just realized I had a conversation over a few days ago with somebody, and they were talking to me about the AI shit itself is crazy. Just the generated animation and all this stuff is so crazy because the 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 whatever the program the intelligence that's in the program they're basically just letting it loose on the internet or letting it loose on certain databases rather, and then the nigga just absorbs whatever and then regurgitates this image that you say based off of like words and things that it understands that can that you know that it can communicate through. So like niggas typing in these very descriptive things and titles like a horse that's red, you know, jumping over, you know, whatever tree that's fell that lightning struck it. And, you know what I'm saying? It generates all that shit based off of all these pictures and images and different artists that drew stuff or whatever, and it creates this thing out of all these different things, especially like these moving generated ones. You know what I'm saying? So like it takes videos of niggas dancing, it takes videos of niggas talking, it takes videos of niggas combing their hair and shit, and it compiles all this shit together and makes this product. And I guess a lot of these niggas who are you know, the basis for this shit aren't getting paid. So a lot of these artists who drew this stuff or took these pictures or whatever, they not even getting money from that shit. But the computer is generating millions of different, you know what I'm saying, images and all this stuff from this database that is just prevalent from social media and internet, you know, and then it just puts that shit out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because it's like it's something you would see kind of on a movie. Like when the nigga explained that to me, it reminded me of the Transformers movie, the first one, where the nigga Megatron was trapped in the ice and shit, and then they woke him up, and then it's like his brain just started just scouring the internet and just learning everything and figuring out
Right.
everything. Like that's how it sounded to me, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's kind of what you're dealing with. So it's kind of it is kind of scary because you know they already having conversations with themselves. They the consciousness is already like they tinkering with it. where the thing knows what it is almost, and these like these programs that they using specifically, some of these programs or these test runs, like they playing with it, and it's kind of dangerous because we kind of have a knack for foreshadowing our own, you know, all these movies and shit. That's not for no reason. You feel me? Like I don't know. The shit is just it's I don't know. It's kind of crazy and it's scary on a level because we don't know if the job's gonna be.
Well, it's scary
You know
because we're not prepared. We're
we
not
not
smart enough
prepared for
to
that.
see,
They know
it's
that.
like,
They know that. They know we're not prepared for that. Like you were telling me, even just out there with just what they doing with the globe, the thing they got out there. They putting these images on that shit. They using these holographic shits. I know for a fact they're gonna start using that shit and start doing things where people kind of don't expect to see, and then it's gonna be like a major event. Things gonna be falling out the sky or some shit, or it appears like they is. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit's gonna be happening. Niggas gonna be appearing to be like, and whole time it's these niggas using this shit. You know what I'm saying? They playing with niggas' mind. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't be surprised with the way this technology and AI shit is going with this programming that they using on the technology. It's gonna be crazy. 50 years from now, I don't know what the kids gonna be doing. Like I can only imagine.
well, you don't think in
You know what I'm
50
saying?
years it'll be like, not even 50 years, just in the next 5, 10 years, you don't think it will be kind of like that cartoon, The Jetsons, where we're gonna go ahead and hire a robot maid to come and
Mm-hmm.
clean the house
It,
there, help you with the kids.
it's
I
already
mean,
happening.
I
It's
think that's
already
what it
happening.
is because
Yeah.
we are already kind of doing that. If you have one of those newer homes that, you know,
Right. These new
the
homes are
appliances
crazy,
and stuff
bro.
like that, there are smart appliances that help you,
Bro, these new
basically
homes
cook by
are
itself and all this stuff. It can actually do it. So a lot of people are already going through that.
man. You can have a
No,
motherfucking robot clean your windows, vacuum your floor. You know what I mean? You can
but
have
then
all that
again,
shit.
wouldn't you rather go ahead and hire a robot to clean your house where you're not paying them? You're
It's so
basically just
crazy,
making
man.
sure that, you know, you upgrade their system and you fix anything that breaks, but you don't have to pay them
The
because
only, the only con. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off. It's just as you're saying this shit to me, I'm thinking about the only con to this shit. What do you think the only con to having something like that at your house?
like I said, in 5, 10 years, maybe our children or even our grandchildren are the ones that are going to depend because you got to
Right.
realize
That's a
right
good point.
now,
Okay.
you have to
That's
realize
a
right now, hold on, you have to realize like right now, if it's a two-parent household, both parents are working. If it's a one-parent household, yeah, they're definitely working in order because
right.
they have kids they got to take care of. So wouldn't it be they're too busy for the kids? So in 5, 10, even 20 years, our kids will be like really extremely busy where they cannot raise their own children. So they will have these robots raise them,
So a dependency.
clean
That's
that
a good
house.
point. So a
I
dependency.
mean,
I feel
if a lot of people right now, a lot of people like, okay, like let's just say celebs, okay, celebs are too busy because
definitely
they have to go to events, they have to do this, whatever they have to do. They hire nannies in order to raise their kids.
right.
Okay, so it'll be the same thing later on where you'll have a maid to go ahead, a robot maid to raise your children, to clean the house. Whatever you need them to do, they'll go ahead and do it. They'll be your assistant.
So and so
And it'll be
depending. Okay,
easier
so
to get.
type shit. They gonna give them to you. They gonna want.
Well, either get it to you or it'll be an affordable price because maybe, yes, in the beginning it's expensive,
you brought up
but
a
they're
very
gonna
good
make
point.
it where it's affordable for everyone to have, because then you gotta realize these are robots. This is technology. We already know that they're able to see through our TVs. They
Yeah,
know what we
that's
watch.
why I'm.
They know what
That's why I'm
they know
asking
the
you. Yeah,
audience. They know all that stuff. And that's how they feed you through your TV because they're watching. So you don't think having a robot in your house, yeah, it might sound cool. Yes, you don't have to do all the work, but they're watching you.
literally, that's why I was
They're
asking
tracking
you.
you.
That's why I wanted to see where, like, because literally, I'm like, okay, so, because you when you first asked me, like, well, it's like, damn, the convenience of that is so great. It's like what if they make something like some shit like that, it's cleaned and niggas cook for you, take out the garbage and shit, and you just come home and you do your thing. It sounds amazing, truthfully. But like again though, the con to that is these niggas is listening to you, bro. Like you said, now you got a fucking thing in your house. You know what I'm saying? You in there doing whatever you doing, that shit gonna call the cops on your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? They gonna bring the people to your crib. I'm thinking to myself like, okay, Alexa is already doing crazy shit in niggas' house. You know what I'm saying? Why bring anything else more of the next grade, the next level into your house? You know what I'm saying? So it's like eventually though, I think it is going to be some different elements of technology that they're going to use for law enforcement and other things. They're going to
And
start helping the ante, all the niggas, you
but
know.
and then you have to realize
So
this newer generation, they were born into technology.
right,
You know,
right.
they were born. So and you see that technology is upgrading quickly, because they had to keep up, and that's why it looks like, yeah, it's a good idea, for this newer generation because
I
it
agree
makes
with
it
you.
convenient.
Yeah, and I agree with you on the dependence thing. It was like they're going to be dependent on that. A lot of people are going to be utilizing this stuff, even this technology now to run their businesses. Because it's low cost effective. It don't really have nothing to do but maintenance. You just pay the nigga to fix it, and that's it. And then they're gonna be so dependent on that, they are not really going to want to hire certain people. They're not going to want to deal with niggas' attitudes and niggas in hiring processes and stuff. They're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna put these machines in here for this, and we're gonna hire three niggas to run it and one nigga to fix it, and that's it. And then after that, that's gonna shorten to two niggas. I mean, no niggas. You know what I'm saying? They can remotely just fix the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, and they do that shit now. You know what I'm saying? They remotely troubleshoot shit, for computers and stuff like that all the time
From their
in
home,
different
yeah.
places, literally. So we really are in that time, like you said. It's like
But
eventually it is going to be teachers, teachers and different robots going to be teaching the kid. You know what I'm
well, there
saying?
are already in
You know what I'm
China.
saying?
There's already a
Yeah,
robot teacher,
there you
a
go.
robot that's teaching children.
It's over with. We low key cooked. I ain't gonna lie. We kind of low key cooked. Cause like you said, we're not prepared for none of this.
We're not
As
prepared.
usual.
We're not. We're not. We weren't built for the technology. Okay,
I get what
we
you're
weren't.
saying.
It was brought up later on, and we had to learn it. Our new generation has been born with it,
Yeah,
and
they into it.
the
They
thing
sure
is,
are.
like with them, like if they're not gonna be doing a lot of, okay, let's say like physical jobs, okay, you'll have the robots doing all these physical jobs. Well, you just said it earlier, you still need to hire someone to repair these robots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of the jobs are gonna come for this new generation. They're gonna be more learning how to fix these robots and stuff like that. And again, it will be used to negative too. I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna try to learn how to hack these robots and turn it into
Right.
something negative.
To do some other shit, of course. But yeah, no, that's really good points on just Yeah, the progression of that shit. And we really, to be true be told, I really because we actually have a lot of other information on this, especially as it refers to sex ed and even more um
Yeah, because
information. Yeah, just generally overall. So like, I definitely want to deal with this again, like, because it's progressed so much just in the last year, bro. Like,
well,
all this
yeah,
stuff, it's progressed so much. Like, the AI shit is scary. It's frightening, but it's cool. But it's like, it's also just, it's a big question mark because we just don't know how far this shit is gonna really truly go. Because niggas ain't gonna stop doing it. Like how niggas are creating the black holes with the CERN and all this other stuff, and they doing, niggas aren't going to stop doing none of this stuff because niggas
no,
have niggas have a real goal, and it's not just to do control economies and business spaces and stuff. Niggas have a real goal with this stuff. They're advancing all of this stuff really fast because they know it's like they know something's either going to happen or they're advancing themselves to prepare for, or I mean you know what I mean, to stop anything that could advance themselves to be this. We've done this first. Now we can control this. Now we can take this and we can do this. And I don't know. It's almost just like what you call that shit. They it was the race to the moon type shit. Everybody wants to be the first to do this or do that, to
right.
create this, to create that, and like, because niggas know they don't really have a lot of, what I mean. Niggas got to figure this out. It's it goes way, way, way deeper than just. That's why I'm like, than just this. It's so much more than just saying, niggas may not have the same jobs in 20, 30 years. Niggas kind of said that 15 years ago, 20 years ago, niggas was saying that. So it's like, it's not as much as a surprise there, but it is more of a surprise to know it's not just the jobs. It's not just political, technology, you know what I mean? And niggas using this to do voting systems and all this other stuff that niggas advanced that, and these systems and computers are keeping track and data and stuff. That's why it's like, the fact that this shit can scan all this shit simultaneously at one time and then give it to you is so crazy to me. I don't know why that shit blows my mind, but it's like, man, like when the nigga was explaining how the artists ain't music, they not really necessarily getting paid for that. You can sue somebody for your likeness, you know what I'm saying? But these niggas doing these generated songs, these old school Motown songs and all that stuff. Who getting paid for them vocals and shit? Who getting paid from that?
And that's the thing right there. That's why a lot of these artists have been complaining. This AI is creating this music with their voices. Is,
Yeah, yeah. That, I
it's
just thought
crazy.
about that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, somebody had their essence sampled and reused and rehashed, and we don't even know who that person is. We don't even know where
But
this
they don't
really,
even have permission. They just go ahead and
don't
do
even
it.
have permission. Yeah, it's sad, but we in this age where we've given consent. It's like we've consented to everything that's happening. You know, it, you have to take back control of your own reality and be able to say, I'm consenting to this and that, and do that for your own self. But like, as the conglomerate of niggas, everything that's happening, niggas damn near consented to. Even if it wasn't immediately, eventually niggas consented to it to some level, or consented on how to deal with certain problems. Like, okay, we don't like this, we're going to do this and that. This is all because of what niggas allow or just want to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but they can, as soon as you upload your picture on any of these sites and any of these things, they can decide to say, we're going to use your picture for this. We're going to use your likeness for that. We're going to sell your. It's what it is. You've already opted into that. So now that since you put your picture, you put your art on that, you put your art here, post your art up there. Technically, they can, you know what I mean, bit by bit, take that shit and rehash it out into something else, and you wouldn't even really know.
Right. You're exposing your
You're
stuff out
exposing.
there for everybody to
We
grab,
cooked.
and
We're cooked on a certain level.
you're
It's cooked.
giving them that permission when you're putting it out there.
It's done. Yeah, on a certain level, we're truly cooked. We really don't have no privacy. We really don't have a lot of shit we
There's no
claim to
more.
do. It's gone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna have to definitely chop it up about like, you know what I'm saying. Get a nigga some information that we, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
because
those, the
there's a lot going on.
yeah,
Like they're trying to make it where they're trying to create AI to robots to have feelings. You know, they're
yeah,
trying to
all that.
prepare
Yeah,
these robots now to be basically a new kind of like a new sex or gender, whatever they want to call it.
wow.
Um, that you could go ahead and have an option to go ahead and have a relationship with the
Right.
human
Yeah, you know the
and
billionaire
robot.
niggas you was talking about. Yeah, yeah, niggas, they you bro.
Yeah. So I mean, they already have the sex dolls, out there, and they're
Exactly.
to basically be a companion. A lot of people buy them for the companionship because they rather maybe not deal with a real life person in a relationship. So
Right.
they have
Yeah,
a robot or a
right.
doll
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would, and that's the thing. They're trying to go ahead and they're trying to go ahead and build it where they're gonna go ahead and have this other option. But again, that's something that we could talk about more because there's so many
yeah.
things that they're trying to create from people not paying attention again because if they ever see,
Mm,
did you ever see that movie with Will Smith and the robots?
of course, exactly, exactly.
So there
Yeah,
you go. How did
yeah.
these people already created a movie and now, few years later, now this is starting to go on?
That's what
And then
I'm
we start
saying.
seeing, like I said. But we'll go ahead and go more in deep in the next show about this because, like I said, it's something that people need to be educated right now because technology is going so quickly that a lot of people
Right,
are not really paying attention to what they're really trying to do. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. I mean, why are they pushing against so much this robot, the AI, the
right.
you know
Why they
the
pushing this
dolls,
shit on niggas? Yeah,
yeah.
right,
And why are
right.
they trying to, again, like how we said earlier, they're trying to structure us and be more at home, do everything online. There's just a lot of things going on that, again,
Mm,
people are not really paying attention. So I think that we need to really educate people on the next show about the whole robot thing because there's a lot going on about that.
yeah, we definitely got some shit planned. Trust me, we got some shit cooked up. I can't wait to, you know what I'm saying, run through, you know what I mean, some of this information because it's, and then get some of y'all opinions about some of this stuff because some niggas have experience with a lot of these programs and stuff. More so than others. So it'd be nice to hear some of these people use this, like they use some of these, like chat, PT or whatever you call that. Some niggas use that on a daily. Some niggas are on the cutting edge of the newest, versions and updates and all that stuff for this shit.
Well, and that's the thing too. Even
That'd
your
be nice.
social media has an AI assistant,
For
for
everything
you.
does now, right?
Exactly, everything. And
Yo,
and we've been having that on our phones. And like you said, even Alexa
right.
and Google, they all are, with the technology trying to assist us, trying to make it easier supposedly. And I guess that's what they're trying to go ahead and convince people. They're trying to make our lives easier. But
Is it really?
again, they're not knowing everything.
But
And everything that they're trying to do slowly, again, it's like they're doing something. And,
it's a lot to this shit, dude. It's a lot,
and
you know.
but with that
But
being said, we're gonna go ahead and hopefully yeah, next week we'll do that show. Then we'll go ahead and talk
Cool.
about that because there's a lot of things again, things going on that they do show on social media, but there's a lot of things that they don't, and you just really have to do your research on it, and that's what we're gonna be there for, to go ahead
Big
and
facts.
inform
Big
you guys
facts.
of what's really going on. Because again, something that was already out there in a movie,
Right. It's
not just
happening.
one,
Literally.
not just one,
Right.
because I there's quite a few movies out there
Quite a fucking few. Yeah. Quite a
that
fucking few.
happened, and now it's coming to real life. Just like before we go, but there was like also before the pandemic, there was a lot of movies about the pandemic, about the COVID. There was movies like that that were made before it actually happened.
Man, trust me, but man,
That-
we gonna die. We
That's
gonna
what you
deal
have to
with
do
it.
is
We
pay
gonna deal with it.
attention.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, they ain't ready yet. They ain't ready yet. I'm telling you,
They ain't ready.
it's a lot of shit. We just it's. I want to quote somebody. Um, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna quote them. I'm actually just gonna say, well, I'm gonna just say we. You know what I'm saying, like making people think is important, and I feel like we're doing our part. So niggas need to start thinking about what's happening, what's going on, and
Yeah.
we doing our part. Having these bills are very important because niggas' brains need to be opened up, and there needs to be alternative thinking. Niggas need to be challenged in they thinking and how they feel, so you know we can grow as people type shit. So I want to thank everybody first and foremost that's been checking in, rocking in with us. Everybody's been tapping in, wanting to politic with us. Make sure you get us in the DMs or in the certain spaces and places where you can politic with us, and we'll get you tapped in, get you in tune. All the artists, business owners, authors, poets, whoever else, tap in. You know what I'm saying?
And with that being said, I hope everybody has a good night and